Let's do an Iron Man one, because we had some time. Maybe there's something that I can learn if I ever play Iron Man again. This is also a duo stack one. What was this one? I'm trying to remember. We had... I was gonna go Squirrel Girl, I think, for defense. I'm not really sure why. I think just for damage. Because we had a Strange and a Hulk. And then we had Star-Lord. And then I wasn't sure what we were gonna have for heals. Spider-Man gets banned a lot on these any of these spider maps. I'm kind of surprised, but also, like I said previously, I think that Namor does really good against him, like regardless of anything, because he's swinging in the air and it's hard to hit him already. But the squids like auto track you, you know. So if you have a Namor, you're pretty much set. But if you don't have a Namor, it does get a little more rough. I think after that, like your best bets against Spider-Man are like a Hela, maybe a Punisher, someone that just can like shoot in that area that he's in, and just do like a lot of damage to make him kind of freak out, because he already has to move away, like from the attack if he's taking damage. But enough about Spider-Man. This is Iron Man time. I rarely play Iron Man. I think I just saw that we had the Strange combo. You don't really need the Strange combo anymore to play Iron Man. But I was kind of trying to show off, not gonna lie.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He has the upgrades to, or he got the upgrades. He got buffed recently, where he does more splash damage, and his overcharge state has more going on for it recently as well, with the Unibeam thing. And I think with the whole gamma charge, it just makes it a lot more like stupid, because the damage, the splash damage is crazy, the damage is crazy, and then the beam is also crazy. I will say here, this was really funny actually, is that the VP went to dive and he's trying to attack me, I think, up here. And I really just kind of let him go. I'm not sure if the noises of me shooting everything was louder than me hearing him. And I have no idea where he went. And so then I tried to focus more pressure on the Venom. We were able to take him out there, especially with our Namor, who I also didn't realize we had. I think this is really funny, because this this VP is just like trying to figure out where he wants to be, and he was like, do I hit you or do I just like go back and chill? Because like I could have turned on him and really just beamed him in the face, but it is what it is. I think the goal here with Iron Man is just to kind of just apply that damage on the ground there. There wasn't really a need for me to... I think I was playing more back because I was worried about the VP again, or the Venom coming in. But it looks like on their team, the Venom switched. And then he gets pulled by the Hulk. Okay, so there's VP again. I'm trying to focus the splash damage on him, but he's so fast. And usually we've been putting some kind of pressure on him. I see the Iron Man as well. and I'm kind of worried about him. He becomes a target for me to sort of track because I see the Hulk with him, but I also see all these people here, and I get this ult here. I think I was watching the Iron Man that kind of took my attention away from what was going on the bottom, but I get a pulse cannon here, which I feel like was pretty good. I was more or less aiming for their healer, sort of, but they had like a weird positioning here where they were putting, there was kind of pressure being put on the front line, especially with the BP attacking the back. So my attention was a little too long on the Iron Man. And I know that the Namor's trying to help, so I kind of go lower here just to see if I can spot the BP anywhere. But I don't see him again. I'm trying to get a Unibeam on the Iron Man. They also don't have anyone like really focusing me. This was kind of rough here though, because the moment I looked away, the BP was able to get a lot of action going on, so I kind of regrouped to get a better position here. But we lose a lot of the people, and I was like, man, this kind of sucks. I think if my attention was still on the BP for just a little bit longer, we would have been able to finish him off a little bit faster. And then this Iron Man almost cooks me. I heard him on the side there, but I wasn't ready for him to just start beaming me like crazy. And so I kind of get this glimpse of him right there, and I go for the beam just to kind of take him out, get rid of him there. And I almost have an ult, so I'm trying to work for it, but the Magneto is doing work. They have the BP, so I'm trying to help our backline again. BP gets taken out, and I'm going for their backline here. I see the Iron Man, so I focus him because he's their only DPS that could probably make a difference here. And our team ends up doing a lot of damage. They're able to win that fight there. We almost lose the point here. Almost C9. But we're able to get the Sue. Obviously my aim isn't the greatest, but that's why you have the beam, you know what I'm saying? So Iron Man tries to go after me again, and he has low health, so I'm able to just challenge him, especially since I had that kind of insurance from the healer for a second. I was like, I think I can take this here. And now I'm trying to save my I'm trying to save the people that got stunned there. So that's why I go for these, for the Strange and the Luna here, because the other two were okay, and I'm actually able to tag the two right there. And Iron Man pulls up again. He's ready. I lose my Unibeam, and then I lose this fight here. I was so upset actually, because I was like, man, I had an ult ready. He was so low. The Hulk saw it as well, and I think they get an ult here, but I don't think it works on yeah, and that work. So now I try to pull up from behind, and my problem here was that I was using the thruster, I think, and I wasn't able to see what was going on. We also lost our healer there, and we lost a lot of people there, so I was hoping I can get something going, but the cloak was ready for it. I'm pretty sure because they heard me. And I managed to take the Iron Man out again, because I just ended up in a really bad position there. I should have just saved my ult, because it just was wasted, you know. There's no one else left. This is just like a last kind of try for whatever. But if it was, there maybe was a chance if I went into the ult, like if I was here previously, and instead of waiting here to find out what was going on, I could have been closer and taken an angle right here, because the Iron Man is over there and everyone's in here. I'm not sure they would have been ready for that, but I gave them a long time to just kind of react to that. And I'm sure the cloak was already doing damage, so they were already in their form to do whatnot, and I wasn't able to get anything off of that. Yeah, so that was a very failed ult. I could have just went in there. I wouldn't have even taken any damage, But now that they see me, because I'm all the way out here, the Strange and the Iron Man go after me. And even with me tagging Iron Man, not even a valuable tag at all, because it's not really helping anyone. Not gonna lie, it just maybe would have made the Hulk maybe lose their life faster. And also bringing up the ult again. If I had the ult here, I would have possibly been able to take this team fight from them. And I see the Iron Man, he's going after me. And I'm trying to challenge him for no reason here. Like, I could have just moved because I know he's tracking me. And I know he's after me here. And he's just waiting there. He's waiting for me to make some sort of appearance again, which is when he sees me, gets the upper hand on me, and I have to move out of the way. And he's still tracking me. He's still tracking me, and I look like a fool for that. Because now I can't help the Strange because I'm trying to challenge the Iron Man. Very, very foolish mistake. And so we lose this team fight. Our Namor also switches. And then I try targeting Fantastic here because Luna's trying to get out of the way. So I try to put some pressure on him to help her escape. And now we're kind of just back to square one. Just kind of doing some more. We definitely could have taken that point, and I missed out on that. So I'm like, alright, let me just like stand close to the team. Avoid Iron Man being a silly goose. We take a really good pick there. I go to the side here because I see that the Magneto ulted, and there's no need for me to... I could potentially have an ult here as well. So I'm trying to put a lot of pressure on everyone over here. Unfortunately, do not get a kill. Movement going crazy just to avoid the Iron Man. He really snuck up on me. I was not prepared for him to pull up on me.
Maximum pulse.
And then their Iron Man doesn't get anything from that. I see him on our Hulk here, and so I go after him. I try to take him out, but I kind of move him away from the fight. We lost our healers, and I'm able to take the suit. And so they lose the healer, and their Moon Knight is all the way back by me. But we lose both our tanks. So I kind of try to make a crazy escape here and return back to my team. We lose our healer again. Iron Man sneaking up on the whole team again. I'm like, wow, why can I not hear him? So I'm trying to put pressure on them, but I put pressure on this Moon Knight. This Moon Knight was having a hard time, so I'm kind of tracking him. I get a really good tag on the on their healer, and I'm like, all right, maybe I have enough time to ult. But this time I hear Iron Man, so I'm tracking him over here, and he's trying to escape from me. Does not escape from me. I'm also looking for the health pack. He took the health pack, which made me really upset. And right here, I'm trying to build my ult, so I'm going after these people all over the place. I'm just kind of tagging everyone, and I don't want to have a random ult, so I'm trying to communicate with our Strange. And I turned a little too quickly, and I missed the ult, but they used whatever else, and they got really low. So I'm able to tag all those people and tag the Sioux before I do not die to the other Iron Man, which is really nice. I thought I did, but I was able to get a lot of pressure on those guys. I think there, I do want to say, I know I was communicating with the Strange. That was my duo for the match. And when he had his ult, I think I could have been a little more quick on the uptake here. Or even just just like stayed in this general vicinity. Because there was no one left over here. And I could have had a better viewing of all the enemies here. Because now the Magneto ults, and our backline is getting like cooked by those two over there, because the Strange and I decide to jump over here. which is not a good look either, because now since we both didn't see what was going on, we lose Hulk, and he has the ult, but I wasn't really sure where his angle was. I thought when I went past this tree, like I said, I lost visibility. So I wasn't able to kind of see, and I went all the way over here when I could have just stayed up, or, ooh, Iron Man's behind me. Never mind. I still could have stayed over here, though. I could have angled myself right here to at least get these two, or maybe even three, with the Strange. Or I could have... I'm trying to think about this now. Because if they were there... Let's see where their Iron Man came from. How much time did I have? I took out Iron Man. He comes back. And in the middle of him coming back, I was tagging these people already. So maybe he would have already flanked me. Because I don't want to just be like, oh, well, I knew he was coming behind me. Like, I had no idea. I actually didn't know where he was at. And they had... Yeah, so I took this angle, and I tried to get the mag with a really great bubble there. He was really aware of what he was doing. It was really nice. But then their healers didn't have anything left, and I'm getting pocketed like crazy, dude. So yeah, I could have just been closer to the team fight, and taking an upper angle where I still could have seen where the Strange was. And helped out whoever I needed to. I think it was very hard because I was trying to make this big play with the Strange, and that definitely almost costed us the whole match. Because if those other two stayed up, like the Strange and the mag, they only needed like a meter or two to push up the what is it? Push up the friggin' payload. That's what I was gonna say. And now we're on to the second round. We definitely had them on the ropes a lot, but like I said, there could have been a few times where just me being a presence would have made a huge difference. And I definitely noticed that both in the game and then, you know, just kind of looking back at it now. And so far, I have the most Edlums in the match right now as well. And I've only died 3 times, which I would say isn't that bad. And my accuracy is actually not too bad either. I thought it was worse. It's definitely worse with Namor. So over here I take I just kind of take the high approach because I'm already going to be flying. So there's no need for me to go out the first doors and then just go wee, you know. I think this spot right here is very nice. I think it's nice for both, like how I said, like flyers as well as more flanker type characters. You're already just kind of giving yourself this this high ground. And then I checked down here for just like a random Sue that was gonna pull somebody or whatever, you know. Sometimes people like to be a little gimmicky like that. There is no Spider-Man, but they did have Sue, so you know, someone could have tried to push. Maybe they'll push from there, maybe they'll pull, you know, you never know. So that's kind of why I went for that little peek right there. I usually do it a lot in most games anyway that I've been playing. Because you kind of always want to be aware. I'm sort of giving the trade secrets away, you know, but if you really want to get somebody, you kind of just hide behind these boxes right here. You know, if you're Spider-Man, you just kind of wait for them to pull up, Mag, whoever. Even a Sue. Sue can just wait right here. And if she wants to, she can just pull them. I think you'd probably have a better bet up here instead, where you can like kind of be up here, pull them off, and then double jump back. So I feel like those two characters do a really good job. I've seen wolves do it, but they usually do it in the mind of like sacrificing. So, you know, it's good to be aware. I see this target really low, and it happened to be Sue. I'm kind of just aiming for the top of them, their backline right there, because they played really far up this time. They have a Johnny as well, which I was surprised about because I felt like they were doing more work with the Iron Man. Being kind of my enemy, my counter, you know. So I kind of see the Johnny, and I'm trying to target him there, but I don't really get him. He gets back to a healer, so I'm like, alright, there's no reason for me to crazy push him, crazy take him out. So I'm kind of just chilling with the point, but since we're all pushing up and I have the mobility to do so, I kind of take the advantage here, and I'm going after the healer. And then I see the Sue and the Johnny trying to jump me. I mean, Squirrel Girl, actually. So they had a Squirrel Girl. And I was like, huh, she's getting a lot of stuff going on here while I was shooting. So I'm like, let me just put pressure on her. We have a forward-moving ult. And I'm kind of like, alright, do they counter here or what? You know, so I'm kind of have this angle here. And I kind of let her just believe that nothing's bad's going to happen to her. And then it does. And the Strange was trying to protect her there, but he was a little too slow on the upkeep, you know. Did not see it happening. And so now that they don't have the healing ult, they're not ready for the second fight here, so we're able to kind of just deal all this crazy damage to them. Strange is low, Strange gets taken out, and that was just kind of more of like the fight, you know. I don't really think I had a target in mind. It was more just like everyone's a target because they had nothing left. The Johnny gets away from me once again, and I'm like, man, this sucks, but I'm not gonna push him, you know. No reason to go crazy over there or even give him ult charge. If obviously he did have ult charge, but you don't know what the other team has, so I was just like, I don't want him to just shoot me in the face and build up. So, and I'm just kind of trying to tag him, but the projectile, you know, he's moving fast, he's doing his thing. So I'm kind of just on the back line to avoid the Strange getting any attention because he's very up. But then he backs up like crazy. Our Star-Lord goes up. I'm trying to take out these squirrels here. We lost one of our healers there, and the squirrels went away. And so I see this, and I'm like, I should probably just head up there, help out whoever. I can't see her anymore, but Star-Lord's on her. So I set up a ping just kind of in that little area. And Star-Lord just kind of able to get all that action going. And I see the Johnny again, and I'm like, okay, I can take Johnny out here. And I kind of miss him because they take him out without me. I go after the healer just to make sure that they don't have anything extra going on. But I think a lot of my team was just, you know, they were pushing, they were aggressive, and they were able to get a lot of movement here. So I think my only moves left were just to kind of apply damage and do whatnot. And we end there with a 30 piece. We had an extra piece there because of the cloak right before the game ended. 3 deaths, 20 final hits. So we had the most eliminations in the game. Close to, I think, most damage as well. And I think I only missed, like 2 ults? 2 ults out of the 5 I think I had? Maybe? I think I had 5, so I missed 2, so you know, that's 3. We had a really good game there. I think people still kind of sleep on Iron Man, you know? His damage is just kind of crazy. And he has his counters, of course, but I think a good Iron Man can do a lot of nonsense, especially with such a strong ult, you know? Strong ult, strong damage. You know, his only disadvantage is really the hit scan and those guys, but if they really don't have anything going against you, you can make a lot of difference. And that's even without the Hulk team up, you know? I think he can do a lot fight without that. And especially with a team that is willing to have all the ground presence going on and just allowing you to be not a fly like Cap, you know, but more like a wasp. If that makes any sense.